Back to this video, and today I want to just be showing you the pollster rankings by 538. This will be more of a shorter video, but I just want to show you guys what polls you can really trust, what polls you can't, and what their rating is by 538 and everything. So, as many of you know, 538 is the premier polling destination where they get all of the analytics from every poll given, and they can make their predictions on how states will vote during the presidential race, how states will vote during the House races, and let's just go through. Look at all these polling sites that they get their information from. It's pretty much every credible polling location in the United States. By credible, I mean that they have at least the tiniest bit of credibility. It's not like they're faking their polls. But you can already see how many pollsters there are. This is just a crazy amount. So they get all their information there, and they use that to compile everything and determine how they think states will vote and everything. And, we say in 2016 that the polls got it wrong, but when you look at it, of the states that were really considered the toss-ups, like Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania, and Florida and Ohio, the only state that really got it wrong was Wisconsin. What we consider states that are predicted wrong is when it is outside the margin of error. What we mean by the margin of error is that when a poll is conducted, they will say, "Oh, Biden leads this poll by 1 point." However, the margin of error is 4 points. That means that it's really just a range that Biden could really be up by 5 points because 1 plus 4 is 5, or Biden can really be down by 3 points and Trump will be up by 3 points. So that's what they really mean. And they use that margin of error and I don't know how really it's done, but they have some algorithm and it determines how credible pollsters are. You see here the A plus pollsters and the A pollsters are, of course, the most highly credible ones. And you see here, it's like ABC News, Siena College, which is a college in upstate New York, Monmouth University, which is in New Jersey, and it's just going on. And you see here, just various pollsters. And then you scroll all the way down, you see how many pollsters are not an A. So it's incredible how few are. So scrolling all the way down, then you get to your F pollsters. Any pollster that has an F rating means that it is just does not work for them. They do not, the way they poll various things is just not how it should be polled and everything, and they're banned by 538, meaning that they still conduct polls, it's just 538 doesn't use it in its algorithm. But you see how few polling sites are actually in the A range. Not even the AB range, just the A range, the A plus range. And when polls come out, these are the ones we really want to look to be able to see how some places feeling, what the polls are. Because while a polling site like CJNN, it does have some credibility because it has a BC rating, it's not something that we really want to go and make a determination because of that. We want to use something like Monmouth University when a poll comes out from them, Survey USA, Siena College, and National Journal they have an AB rating, so that's still very good. It's still very good, but we really want to be looking at ones that have an A minus or higher, particularly these A plus polls. So when you look at these, you also want to see the bias, and 538 uses the bias to also play into their algorithm. You see, for example, Marist College has a bias of plus 0.3 for the Republicans. And that means that they do have some slight bias to the right. However, 538 believes that because that's such a small margin that it doesn't really affect what their grade is and therefore still is an A+. Meanwhile, Monmouth University, they have a bias of plus 1.3 overall percentage points towards the Democrats. And they still have an A plus, but the reason is because the percentage of races called is just so high. You see an 81% of races called correctly. And that's not the only way that 538 makes their grade based on races called correctly. It's this whole algorithm. So, guys, when you look at polling, I want you to go on 538.com and look at their pollster rankings to determine if a poll is credible or not. Like when you see ABC News comes out with a poll, because they're an A plus, that's when you know, oh wow, this is really how the country is feeling. Meanwhile, if you hear on the news, let's say you're listening to whatever it is, NBC News, and you see something, and NBC News is reporting, oh yeah, Brown University, which actually is an Ivy League school, Brown University has a poll, comes out, and is saying that Joe Biden is ahead by 3 points in the state of Minnesota. I just made that number off the top of my head. That's one when I would go and look at, oh, but Brown University has a CD rating. That's terrible. So that's when I would be like, I don't really trust that. Let me see what the other polls are saying, what the other pollsters say. So I would encourage you guys to go look up this, and I will leave the link in the description for what I believe not what do I believe, but the link in the description for the link so you can go and see and really decide for yourself what polls you want to trust, what you don't, because while polling is nice, no matter who it's from, you really have to look at the credible polls. So this is really what you should look at. I encourage you all to do that, and this video is just to show you guys how 538 ranks some of the top pollsters, and just to show you that you guys should look it up. So thank you for tuning in.